Morning, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. And it is just after 7:30 in the morning. And I don't know what's going to be happening as far as trading is concerned this morning. We've got some cable news out, so it's possible that trade cable this morning. I've got a dollar yen chart up here, and quite often I'm asked, why do you just trade off of 5-minute charts, or what time frame are you showing when you're showing this? And yes, I always show a 5-minute chart because it's a little bit more interesting. You see a little bit more movement if I'm showing a 5-minute chart than an hourly chart. But I am always looking at the higher time frames in order to make decisions when it comes to trading. So that answers people's questions. Always looking at the higher time frames, which just for the projection of the video to show the 5-minute chart. And sometimes, quite often, I make execute off the 5, but I'm always showing the higher time frames. Right. Okay. So I don't know. We've got Yellen speaking this afternoon, so that's my main interest is Janet Yellen and her speaking later, and I think that's going to get the markets moving around a bit this afternoon. So I may not do too much this morning. If I get a setup on something like cable, then I might trade that. But it's already moved overnight beyond what I was looking for. But we'll go through that now for the purpose of transparency. I'm in a trade at the moment. It doesn't matter me showing you this because by the time this video goes out to you, it's not going to matter. I'm in a long on the dollar yen overall. We've been in this for about 2 days. The euro dollar that I was in last week, I cashed out that on Monday, so that was good, about 200 pips on that in the end. But yeah, this is a dollar yen trade. I've got a little short in here. I've got 2 units long, and I've just got 1 unit short that I just effectively hedged last night. So I'm long from 06 and 07. I just shorted from 52, and we're currently at what are we currently at? Can't even see the current price on it. Must be going mad. Oh, here it's at 41. Right, so just for transparency, so you know where I'm at. And I always want to show the account if I can. If I'm in a swing trade where it's just getting going, that's when I can't show the account because I don't want to disclose those positions when I'm only still building a position. So but if it's already after the fact, then I don't mind showing a trade because I know that it's too late for anyone to take any action just off our main email list. Right, okay, so for now, let's press pause and we'll come back to this later. Okay, and just back, and it's now, 20 to 10. We haven't done anything since I stopped the recording. You can see there's oh look, I can always bring the recording bar up there, you see. We're about 2 minutes 50 in, which you'll see on your end as well. And we've really not done much this morning. Been here with the traders in the room. We've done our Friday trades of the week and confessions, but it's generally been fairly quiet, as you can see on dollar yen. Not really doing too much, pretty sloppy really, and we're waiting on Yellen speaking later. So I think I'm just going to be pressing pause, and you're going to see this chart all moved forwards in several hours time once we get to 3 o'clock, because that's where it looks like I'm going to be planning to trade today. It's a bit of a pain. Don't really want to be having to wait around all day to trade, but at the same time, that's where the market movement's going to come in. So like I said first thing, I'm in a long on this dollar yen overall, but this afternoon if the yen does go up, then that's where I'll probably be day trading as well on the long side. So we shall see. I'll press pause for now. If it comes down this afternoon, so be it. I'll get stopped out for a few pips. But we made some money on another yen trade earlier on in the week, so whatever happens, we can't lose on that. But we'll just have to wait. Play a waiting game. It's one of those days. Okay, just back, and Yellen's about to start speaking. Now, as we can see, the dollar yen has come down a bit. I was looking for it to come up. Now, she hasn't started speaking yet, but look, you can see the market's already going great. So we're looking to get long here on this. So see if I can get long. So I'm going to look for a little dip. Now, bear in mind, I've got targets right up at 90 on my trades. Been waiting all day for this, and it's shoved up, so that's good. But she's not even spoken yet, bear in mind. I very much doubt she's even spoken yet. But so what I'm going to probably do is wait for this to lock in. I've got the positions, the open positions already. I'll show you those in a bit. But I'm probably going to have to wait because I very much doubt she's spoken yet. So I don't want to get too eager to get in and then only to when she's not even spoken. So, but I do want to be long. I'd like to see a green candle lock in. So let's just wait here. It's taken all day. This is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon, waiting for this. And like I said, it was trickling down. And this is the thing. It was a big piece of news, or it's a big event with her speaking here. And the market participants, a lot of them just weren't interested in being in. So let's see if I'm going to be able to get in, or it's just going to go straight up to my target. At the moment, it's only got to go another 20 pips, and my targets are already. Let's bring this up. Look, so here's the trades that I'm already in. So we're nearly. It was running nicely, but again, I've not managed to. These haven't been initiated this morning. All the guys in the trading room were in these, but when I tell you what, guys, at this rate, it's going to go up to my targets. So my targets are up at 240. So on the 240-minute chart, 93. So I've got to be careful because I've not my orders are at 97, so I need to adjust those. I'll press pause just for a second. Okay, so it's my targets are at 93, and look, if I don't get in on this because it just fires straight up to that level, then we're literally a couple of pips away. I've got orders in place, so we're nearly there. So we're going to have to just 88. My order's at 92. That is the 4-hour 100, which is what I've been targeting with the guys all week. And so it's just a case of whether it's going to just go straight to that. But there could be a secondary trade. So even if this banks and closes out there at 92, and we're sitting at 84 now, 85. If it does just get there, then there could still be a secondary trade here. So I'll press pause. Right. Okay. So. And relax. Right, okay, so I still don't know because I haven't bothered putting the news feeds up to see whether she's actually started speaking yet, but as you can see, we've seen a huge move here, and it's possible we move all the way back down. What I will do now is let's bring up this account. I'm going to move those stops now all the way up, because if this goes and does a complete reversal, then I don't want to be involved in that. So that'd be, so at least we'll have some sort of profit on this, because my stops were down at 100. The entry was at 06 and 07. So let's move those stops up to about 30 now. Where is it? 100.30, and same thing again. 130. It will only mean a profit of about £280 or something. But you have to try and run your trades to your targets. So we are just a smidgen off. If I can take us to the 4-hour chart, that's the 2-hour. Take us to the 4-hour chart. Just a smidgen off that hourly 100. Look, it got very close. Got an air kiss, what we call. And I just wonder whether it's got an air kiss, but it's not. If it doesn't buck its ideas up, it may languish and then take into next week to get up there, in which case I'll have to just sit on the trade. So let's take us back to a 5-minute time frame. But it was, for a minute there, it was looking very close to going up. Now the problem I'm going to have here is we are coming up to the end of this candle. Look at that, what a horrible nasty big spike there. So and I think the data's now just gone. Oh no, there it is. So I think in light of the spike, I'm just going to have a quick look. I think the momentum might have turned up. No, the momentum hasn't turned up across the board up to my hourly charts. So one thing I must always impress is that, like I said at the beginning of today's video, you always are taking your decisions based on the higher time frames. So although I might only be projecting the 5-minute charts, I'm looking off screen. I've got 6 screens sat here, and I'm looking off screen about what's going on the higher time frames. So what I would have liked to have done is to have a nice solid close without a big big upper wick here on the candle. So it's not to say it can't go higher, but I think I'll just press pause on my my trades for now. So but it's whatever happens, I can't lose on this, but it's a shame that it's put that spike in, because I've just got to be a little bit cautious. But ultimately, I'd still want the market to go up to that 4-hour 100. It's a case of, can it do it this afternoon? I almost wasn't really anticipating it going as far as it did. It got very close. So let's just see. So I'll press pause for now, but again, it looks like it's just going to be the existing trade that it was me and the guys in the trading room had this trade on, like I said, from Wednesday. And it was only 2 lots. This trade here was a little hedge I put in overnight. Trailed the stop down, and then it just got trading stopped out. So if I bring up, take this back a little bit, oh no, I put it on an hourly chart. I put a hedge on because I thought that the yen was going to roll down today ahead of the news, which it did. And so this morning I trailed my stop down. It was after this red bar here. Trailed my stop down, and then it spiked up, just took me out, and then rolled over. So it was only a £14 loss, as you can see there. So if I show you the trade, I was entered at 52, got stopped out at 54. So just a bit of a miss there. Anyway, let's see if I'm going to get paid out this afternoon or not. So I'm watching like a hawk to see if I'm going to get paid out here this afternoon. It's possible that I take something off, but only if we'll see how the price action is over this next 10 minutes or so. I'll press pause. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen one of these off because so I'm going to take half now. Sat on it for 3 days. We might as well get a little bit more banked. So I've just banked half. It's at the moment it's just held off with that big spike there. I want to hold on to the remainder and see if this ultimately can still go higher. But just in case, this is one of those sell the news, so to speak, stories. And basically what I'm looking at is that the euro and the pound have held. They've had spikes, but they're holding. Look, watch this. Look how the euro spiked down, has come all the way back up. So to me, and the pound's doing something very similar. So in light of those, that's why I've banked that half there. So because they're doing some serious, especially the pound is doing quite a serious reversal at the moment, having had a big spike down. It's already back up like 50 odd pips on that, and this is why it's important to watch, not just watch a singular market at a time. And obviously that's where I'm watching other screens at the same time and saying I can see that these other markets are holding and doing something else. So that helps when I'm looking at that dollar yen to say, well, okay, although ultimately I want it to go higher, but I have to respect what's going on there. So with those other markets, so cables, oh yeah, these are flying, aren't they? So I think I'm going to get stopped out here on this yen on the remainder. Still end up being 600 quid by looks of things. If it comes down to 30, remember my stop is at 130. Yeah, and cable is looking very interesting. I could end up trading cable yet here this afternoon. We're getting some big old reversals going on, so we'll see. But it's certainly a bit volatile at the moment. But Yellen's, basically said that the rate hike is on the table. I've checked that out now, so it's there, promising conditions. So you'd have thought that this would have carried on through, but the warning signs were there. Warning signs, big spike here, not a close near the high. It doesn't have to be right at the high, but a close near the high. So leaving a big upper wick there just gives you that bit of caution. The pound's done a big reversal, euro's done a big reversal. I have to respect that, and so I think that was the right thing. Look at pound going here. Is it possible that I end up trading the pound this afternoon, because I'd still quite like the pound to hit that daily 50 moving average, which it hasn't hit yet. So it is possible, but I mean, if we go out to an hourly chart on the pound, that's a big old candle there. So I'd have to see something really special going into on the hourly chart there to see a nice big decent close. But bear in mind, when we get to the end of this hour, it's going to be 4 o'clock. Do I want to get involved in a fight and trading at after 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon going into a bank holiday weekend? And then you start putting all these other salient pieces of information together to make an informed decision. And so, but certainly the pound and the euro have shrugged off that initial piece of news, and they're holding up rather well. And the yen, let's go back and have a look at the yen. I haven't been stopped out yet, but the yen has, again, it's not done the equivalent though, because they've broken to new highs. The yen hasn't broken to new lows, so it's holding for now. So I want to hold on to this position, because just in case this doesn't come down to my level at 30, I put it just got close so far. I'm giving it enough slack, but I want to give it enough slack just in case. I still want that 4-hour 100 hit at some point. So this has just become more of a case of managing positions than anything else. But interesting moves here. Now let's see if this yen does start coming back up and the euro starts coming back off. What could happen is we end up with spinning tops on these. The euro is set for potential on the hourly chart here for a spinning top candle. So it has the potential to complete on a spinning top, and that could then be it. In which case, I come back to the yen. The yen story becomes more salient again. If the yen holds overall, the yen's not going to do a spinning top. It's not that type of candle formation. But if the yen gets back up there again, that starts to add a bit more strength to say, okay, this yen probably is going to ultimately work its way back up for my ultimate level up there. And then I've got to make a decision. Another decision that I might have to make is, okay, well, do I really want to close that next position out at 92? Or should I take half of that position at 92 and see if I can get even more? Because now it's a daily 20 moving average up there as well. So that was another level. And that's up at 199. And sometimes you just think, oh, there might be the potential for follow through a little bit more, but just while I've been talking there and looking off screen, I see it's come back off again. So what I'll do is, I've been talking a lot now, press pause, and maybe this is just going to roll over, in which case nothing more to do. Get trading stopped out there at 30. The entry was at as you can see, I had two entries at 06 and 07, so this one is the 07 entry, and I'll just get stopped out at 30 here. It'll still be about £600, not quite as good as we were up about 1200, but that's all part of trading. You don't get those big gains like that euro dollar. I think this has just been stopped. There you go. Like that euro dollar trade that I cashed in this week, you don't get those big gains if you don't hold on. But anyway, look at this market moving now. So finally the yen's come down, the euro's going up, cable's going up. I need to press pause at the moment and have a look at this, and I'll come back. Okay, right, so just taking stock a little bit, just for a couple of minutes rather than just carrying on talking. Yeah, cable's having a really good run, and it looks very close to getting to its daily 50, but which I'm sure it's going to get. Even if it doesn't hit it today, it'll hit it on. It's only a matter of like maybe 10-20 pips above where it currently is at the moment. And yen sold off, so yen got so close, did an air kiss, and is obviously sold off there. So it was the right thing to take that profit up there, and to trail the stops as well. So it was the right thing to do. So but cables just had such an amazing run, and euros had a great run as well. But to get in on them, I think I would have to wait until these current hourly candles close, and then we're getting into beyond 4 o'clock, like I said, on a bank holiday weekend. Now they could continue, but do I want to start getting in a fight in the markets late on a Friday? Not really. I've banked some profit, not as much as I would have loved to have got when we were sitting up there. It'd been nice to have got banked £1,000 odd on that account, but it's still okay. It makes for a half decent week after the 10,000 I banked on euro at the beginning of the week on that swing trade. It's been a good week, yes. But so yeah, I'm going to watch this and see how these candles close, because if the yen doesn't really follow through too much and closes back up at like in the mid 100s again, if it does, I still think that yen's going to have that potential to still come back up again, maybe at the beginning of the week. But we don't know if it closes down, even at where we are at the moment in the low 100s, then all bets are off, and I think it could then be looking to come back down to the lows of earlier on in August. But it's all about how it's going to close later on today, I guess now. But yes, some wonderful little bits of volatility there. So even though Janet Yellen was talking about the potential for the interest rate rise, we've seen the initial reaction, which is dollar bullish, but then we've seen the opposite happen, which is actually, for whatever reason, investors, and I haven't checked out the fundamentals behind this at the moment, but investors have said, well, actually we're still going to sell the dollar, and with euro going up, pound going up against the dollar, and the dollar falling against the yen. But we'll see. This is a bit early to say just yet, because like I said, if that yen closes up in the mid 40s tonight, then I think it's got very good odds of then coming back up again. It's going to be a messy chart though, because going back out to the hourly chart, then you all of a sudden you get a big spike candle like that. It does mess up the charts a little bit. So in many ways, I'm quite happy to be flat. So a good little day, end to the week. Didn't manage to get in, and it was the right thing to do, to be a little bit cautious. And for a bit there, there was a potential, but if it had closed strong. And this is the thing, you come to your multiple time frame analysis, the momentum wasn't lined up, it wasn't locked in on the hourly, so had to be more cautious. If it was locked in on the hourly, then we could have then pushed it, and we'd have got a better close. Then I could have then started trading. But anyway, you've seen the management of the existing trade, which is just as important. Have a great long weekend, and we'll be back next week.